Idaho sure likes wasting taxpayer dollars, don't they? Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer.
Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged.
So you guys know the Moscow, Idaho pullover that's in the probable cause affidavit for Bryan Kohberger's arrest. That was a really big topic of discussion because it was something that not only was in the probable cause affidavit, but was also very close or close enough to 1122 King Road to really catch a lot of people's attention. Now, there were a lot of creators in the very beginning of this case that tried to get information via Freedom of Information Act request about this pullover, and everyone was denied. Now, I attempted to do it about a month and a half ago because a lot of the heat on that subject had cooled down quite a bit, and no go. I didn't even use Bryan Kohberger's name. I described the area, the police officer involved, the date, the information that we had, and never once mentioned Bryan Kohberger's name in the request whatsoever, and it still got denied the exact same way, stating that it could cause Bryan Kohberger to have an unfair trial. If you missed that video, this is what it looks like. So considering that it's being denied for that reason, imagine my surprise yet not surprise whenever this document became public on the Idaho Case of Interest website today. Now, as you can see, this has been updated as of today, 2/5 of 25. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we see this posting right here, Notice of Intent to Use IRE 404B Evidence. Now, what this states is a lot of redundancy, honestly, because this doesn't seem like they're actually going to be using this for anything crime related other than identity. And we'll get to why that's important here in a minute. Let's go ahead and read this document. Notice of Intent to Use IRE 404B Evidence comes now the state of Idaho by and through Ashley S. Jennings, Latah County Senior Deputy Prosecutor, and hereby gives notice pursuant to Idaho Rule of Evidence 404B2, which we will go over here in just a second. The state of Idaho intends to present evidence of crimes, wrongs, or other acts specifically. Video of traffic stop occurring at West Pullman Road, Farm Road in Moscow, Idaho on August 21st of 2022 involving Bryan Kohberger and Latah County Sheriff's Office Corporal Darren Duke, discovered as AV 0000100. Citation LTC 329-0000-084, issued regarding same traffic stop, discovered as Bates 1301-13013. As far as I am understanding, it was a seatbelt ticket. That's it. The state intends to introduce this evidence for the purpose of proving defendant's identity, vehicle, address, and phone number. This issue has been previously addressed by the court in the December 15th, 2023 sealed order denying motion to dismiss indictment on grounds of biased grand jury, inadmissible evidence, lack of sufficient evidence, and prosecutorial misconduct, and says to see page 43. We do not have that information. It is sealed. The reason why this is important is because, according to the rule, they are not allowed to state that they're going to use this without stating the reasons why they are going to use this. And as you can see here, this is the page, this is the actual rule that they are speaking of. B is crimes, wrongs, or other acts, the same way that it's stated, but it also stated 2. 2 is permitted uses. Notice in a criminal case. This evidence may be admissible for another purpose, such as proving motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, knowledge, identity, absence of mistake, or lack of accident. In a criminal case, the prosecutor must A. File and serve reasonable notice of the general nature of any such evidence that the prosecutor intends to offer at trial, and B. Do so reasonably in advance of trial or during trial if the court, for good cause shown, excuses lack of pretrial notice. Now, the reason why this part right here matters, file and serve reasonable notice of the general nature of any such evidence, okay? What are they claiming in this? They're not claiming that it has anything to do with motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, planning, or knowledge. What are they saying? They're saying they plan on use it to prove identity, vehicle, address, phone number. Basically, they want to give you his Department of Vehicle, Motor, whatever information. That's it. Like stuff that would be on his insurance card is what they're planning on using this for. Not for him being over there in preparation because he's stalking the area, because that's not true. And we've heard it from the very beginning. From the very beginning. It's not to prove literally anything. So what if they can say, yeah, Bryan has this vehicle? That's not the vehicle that you told us you were looking for. Y'all changed the year and didn't tell the public until after the probable cause order came out. So to me, it doesn't even count. And cool, you want to prove his identity. We know he's Bryan Kohberger. We know the kind of vehicle that you're claiming that he's driving. We know the vehicle he had whenever you arrested him. We know the vehicle that he was in the Pullman, Washington pullover video that we can see just fine, but nope, can't touch anything in Moscow. We know the address that he was claiming to have, and we also know the phone number because this information is in the probable cause affidavit. As it says here, one of these occasions, on August 21st, 2022, the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources providing coverage to the King Road residents from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Latell County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke, as mentioned above. The 8548 phone was utilizing cellular services consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time, Farm Road and Pullman Highway. And again, we looked at it already. This is a clip from that previous video. Look how far apart where he got pulled over is and where King Road is. It put me right here in this intersection. And as you can see, it says Pullman Road right here. And then if you go down this right here, this perimeter drive turns into Farm Road right here as perimeter like circles off. So this is the intersection. Here is Taylor Avenue all the way down here. Here is the intersection of Queen and King. Now let's just see how far apart these are. Let's use this Buffalo Wild Wings address. So according to this, it's a 6-minute drive. This is where the house is. This is where a bunch of restaurants and a bunch of the town is. So he could have easily just been over there shopping, literally shopping. You couldn't drive there in 2 minutes from King Road. There'd be stop signs. It's like 30 to 35 miles per hour. There's way too many twists and turns and curves and everything else. It would take a hell of a lot longer than 2 minutes to get to that spot. This is a very busy area. And that's like what? Enough time for him to have gone grocery shopping or maybe met somebody for dinner somewhere. I mean, we don't really know, but there's nothing connecting him to the victims. So he wasn't having dinner with one of the victims. He wasn't having dinner with Dylan or Bethany because they're not claiming that there's any sort of connection there either. So what was the point? What's the point in this other than to say, oh yeah, this is just to prove that he's Bryan and that this is his car and that we searched the right phone? No one's saying that you didn't. At least that's what it sounds like to me that they're trying to say that they're using this for. And if that is the case, then it's just so redundant. There's no reason for it to not be available via FOIA if there's nothing actually incriminating. If there's nothing that they're going to use when it comes to this that proves motive, intent, or any of those things that would actually matter to prove that he was the guilty party here. Useless. Another useless filing. But as you guys saw, that was the most updated one, and there was nothing else listed after this on the case summary either. Now, you guys, some of you guys at least saw the community post I posted yesterday. Vine link must be tripping. It has to be tripping because it told me yesterday in an email that there was a hearing for Bryan Kohberger on 2/6, which is tomorrow. And that's also something that was canceled for Latell County. I believe that was like the original motion to suppress date. But then earlier today, I got another one from Vine saying there's a court date also scheduled for 2/7 of 25. I'm pretty positive that it's just a huge error because whenever I went to the public case of interest website, they have like a court calendar, and I used the fields and typed in Kohberger and the dates that they were telling me there was a court date, and nothing showed up. So I think Vine is most likely just tripping, but I will keep an eye on the YouTube page tomorrow just in case something crazy happens the way that interested party one went live without anybody really knowing what was going on. So keep an eye out too, just in case something pops up. You can never really be like too careful, and we definitely can't miss anything when it comes to this case because everything is already way too shady. But that seems to be it. Let me know what you guys feel about this completely redundant and useless filing. At least, again, that's what it seems like to me. And I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to know everything. All I do is do my own research and use my fairly well working brain to try to come to conclusions about what things actually mean. And according to what we read when it comes to the rule and what the document actually states, there's nothing here that proves or helps them prove his guilt. It's literally all about identity, and no one is claiming that he's not Bryan. At least not that I know of. So again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.